Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie. I work at the South San Francisco Public Library, and thank you for coming to Adult Crafternoon. So today we're going to be doing tissue paper painting. So hopefully you guys all picked up your bag from the library. So you should all have a canvas, white crayon, and you guys got about 20 to 25 tissue squares. All right, and I would recommend you need it for the project, get like a bowl or a cup of water and get some paper towels to protect your work area, but then you're also going to need the paper towels for the craft itself, or you can use like a spray bottle or a paintbrush. I'll get more into it when we get to that point, and then you can figure out what you want to use. All right, so the canvas, probably half of you guys had plastic wrap over your canvas. So just take a second and take the plastic wrap off your canvas until you can just feel the canvas. And then grab your crayon, your white crayon, and then you're gonna write like a word or draw a design or whatever you want. Words, design, picture, etc. But you're going to use it in white because the tissue paper is going to outline it. So that's why you're not using a colored crayon. You're using a white crayon. So go ahead and draw it now. So you're not going to see it. So just remember that. And then also remember that due to limited supplies, because we're not allowed to share, you only have about 20 to 25 pieces of paper, and you're going to use that on the design. So maybe don't draw a huge design, maybe practice something that's about half of the canvas, or maybe in the center, because later on you're going to use the tissue paper to outline it and make it colorful. And these are just 1-inch squares. So kind of think for a second what you want to do, and then just think about how you would lay it out with the tissue papers. So
what kind of a design? Like what?
It's totally up to you. If you want to draw a flower, I was practicing with hearts, a bird,
a tree.
A tree works.
So you just
a name.
Middle here.
Yeah, and do it pretty hard. Like go over it a few times. In my experience, that worked best when I was practicing it.
Okay.
So just go over it and just be mindful that you only have about 20 to 25 pieces of tissue paper.
Well, they only gave me 6, so yeah.
Oh, there was only 6. Okay. So yeah, try something a little smaller. Maybe check the bag. I know that they clung to the bag really well, especially if they're darker colors.
Okay, let me check, but that's all I saw.
Okay.
Katie, can you show us a finished product?
If I remembered to bring it to work with me, I would. Okay. I can actually pull up a photo though. Let me pull up a photo.
Oh yeah. I've never done this before.
Let's see, tissue paper. I remember to bring all my supplies except the finished product, of course. So this was using a full piece. And can you guys, let's see if I can pull it up on my screen, and I'll share my screen instead.
Yeah, some more came out. I got more here.
Okay, good.
So now in the middle, draw something here.
Yeah, up to you. It could be anywhere.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay, so
Can't see.
all right. You guys see this right here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. So let's say you guys practice this in the future. You guys bought your own supplies. You had more tissue paper. You would be able to fill up the whole thing. We're just limited supply. So
It's
I guess that
beautiful.
could, yeah, it looks pretty. Let's see, can you please tell me what to do with the crayon once? Okay, so the crayon you're gonna use to make that design. So like I just showed with the leaves, that's what outlines it on here because the paper color isn't gonna stick to it. So let's say you draw like you can draw a heart, you can draw a tree, a cat, anything. So just use it to draw whatever design or word you want.
Oh, there I see.
So
So you have to remember where it is then, right?
yes, because
Draw it.
yes, you're not going to be able to see it obviously because it's white on white. So
Yeah, no, you can't see.
so and I would just try to go over it a few times so it really sticks. If you do it just like once, it's not going to work too well. But I understand that that's hard when you can't see it, but and this part of drawing something is totally optional. I mean, you don't have to draw anything. You can just, skip this step and then do the future steps, which I will explain in a minute. So that's always an option.
Too late now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, so once you are done with your drawing with the crayon, you're gonna put the canvas on your why can't I think of the word? Paper towels. And this is the part where it's gonna start getting messy. So just make sure your table, whatever you're working on, is protected. And then you're gonna get your cup or your bowl of water. And then this is also however you want to do. I use paper towels. I'm gonna use napkins today because that's what I have. But you can use a paintbrush. You can use one of those like spray mister bottles, and you're gonna wet the entire canvas. So you want to wet it.
We're gonna do what now? What did you
You're
say?
gonna wet it.
Oh, wet what? The paper towel?
You're gonna wet the canvas, and you can use a paper towel, a mister bottle, a paintbrush.
So you put the paper towel in the water and put
You're
the
gonna
water,
wet the whole thing. Yes,
the whole, oh,
the whole canvas.
okay. I'm getting kind of confused.
And be generous with wetting it. You don't, this is how the project works. So don't be afraid to get it nice and wet. Okay. So once you do that, pay attention to where you drew with your white crayon. You might be at a good angle. You might be able to tell the outline of it. I'm next to a huge window, so I can see the outline of mine. And then you're gonna outline, well, really this part is up to you. Do you want to outline the outside of what you drew, the inside? Do you want it to be random? So you're gonna stick these tissue papers onto the wet canvas. So let me do a few and then I'll show it to you.
But I don't see my tree.
Well, you're not gonna really see it. You might see a outline of it, but
Oh, I see.
not guaranteed. It's still white on white, so.
See.
And the colors, it's up to, well, it's also up to what you got in your bag, but the color layout, it's up to you how closely or separate you want to put the tissue papers. So here's what I've done so far. I'm just doing random colors.
Oh. Oh, I see now.
So just put them all over and they should be sticking to the canvas fairly well because it's wet. Not going to be perfect, but
And you're putting it on top of the drawing too, right?
correct. Yeah. And it could be like around, wherever you wet it, basically.
Got it.
So you'll never see the tree, right?
At the very end, you will. You
Or
should.
with the paper towels. I mean, with the things, right?
Yeah. So we'll get there. We still have a couple more steps before we see it. Okay. So I'm just throwing these all over. Yeah. So double check. I know the bags were not the best bags to use for picking up the supplies. I'm just using, what the library's got. So check your black bags. There's a very good chance that the tissue paper stuck to the black bag. So, and if you guys ever want to buy this in the future, it's called bleeding tissue paper. I'll show you what the bag looks like. Bleeding tissue squares. And I just got them off Amazon.
Mm.
Okay. So, okay. So here is an example of what it looks like once it sticks to the canvas.
I don't know, like that.
Yeah, that works. So the darker colors are obviously gonna show up more than the lighter colors at the end of this project. All right. Okay. So now you're gonna get, once you're done placing all the tissue paper on the canvas. So I show you mine one more time. So now you're gonna get your paper towel, your spray bottle, your paintbrush, whatever you want to use, and you're gonna be very, very generous with the water, and you're gonna just literally saturate the tissue paper with water.
Saturate. Okay. Take the paper towel and saturate the color tissue.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't remove the tissue paper. Leave it on there. When it's wet, it's going to be easy to move, but don't move it. You want to leave it where it is.
Okay.
So be very generous with the water. Go all over.
Oh, see, it bleeds though,
Yeah, it's bleeding tissue paper. So just what I'm using, like napkins, paper towels. So what I'm doing is just kind of pressing down on it, because if you try to like move it, it's not gonna work too well. So just try to press it down. You can also try the mist bottle. That would work too. And then your paper towel is bound to get color on it.
Yeah.
So like this is pretty dirty. So just grab a new paper towel, wet it again. And then you're gonna notice that water's just gonna be sitting on the surface of the canvas, but that's good. You wanna leave that. Don't take like a clean paper towel and clean it up, because then it's not gonna work. If you see like some mixtures of colors you don't like, that's like excess, you can clean that up if you don't like it and if it's not near your drawing. But if it is near your drawing, I would personally just leave it, but that's up to you. Okay, so it's going to be hard to show. I don't know how to show it without getting on my computer. I just don't want it to drop on my computer, the water. But it should be fairly saturated. Here, let me pick up my computer. Okay, can you guys see that? That's what
Yeah.
mine looks like.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's very, very wet. You can see
I
that
have
the
this.
colors are transferring on it.
I have this.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, but it keeps dripping water.
Yeah, so that's why I said we have a protect your workstation. And then actually, the work itself right now is done. So what
Yeah.
you're gonna do is that you're just gonna let it sit and dry for hours. When I did my practice one, I did it right before bed one night, and I literally just let it dry overnight. And then when I woke up in the morning, the paper had all curled up because it was dry, and I was able to see the design. I had all the pretty colors. It wasn't as pretty as that one I showed you, but that's because I didn't make it that pretty. But you should be able to see the design because of the white crayon, and all the water will be dry. So it is going to be tempting to want to kind of clean up the water on it, but just let it be. Don't touch it. It's doing its work.
I see.
Yeah. So just kind of keep it in a protected space, so your little furry friends at your home won't eat it or mess with it, and so you won't knock it over. And yeah.
So where was the drawing of the tree come in? I don't understand that. We
So
do.
when the paper, so you're gonna let it dry like overnight,
Okay.
and then you're gonna pick up so the tissue paper is gonna be like curled up when it dries and
Okay.
easy to remove, and then you'll see the design.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So you don't leave this paper on, you take it off when it's dry.
When it's dry, yes.
And then you see the tree. Oh, okay.
Correct. Yeah. The tissue paper is just right now, you're just using it for the color. That's why it's bleeding tissue paper.
Oh,
But yeah, you're gonna take it off at the end when it's all dry.
I see.
But I saw somewhere online, like, let it dry like a good 12 hours or something. Like, don't rush it.
Okay.
So that's basically it for now. Now you're just gonna let it dry, and then once it's dry, like I said, you remove the tissue paper, just toss it, and then you should see your design.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. You'll see the design. I drew a tree, so I'll see the tree with the color in it. Is that it?
It'll be outlined white, kind of like in that photo that I showed earlier.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of confused there for a minute.
Is there any questions, concerns?
I had a question.
Mhm.
After you let the tissue paper dry and you have your color down, can you also draw on top of that after?
I'm not sure. I I didn't do, you mean like like try drawing something right now at this point?
No, after it's all dry, the
Oh,
color
after it's all
bled
dry.
on there already. Can you put a
Um,
layer of, like another drawing on top or something?
it'd be worth a shot. You know, I feel like if we did the same process, it should work. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure. I didn't think of that or try that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, can't wait to see what happens.
I know. It's like I prefer doing like, you know, we're going to be looking at it the rest of the day and wanting to touch it. But that was the nice thing when I did it before bed because I just forgot about it, went to sleep, and then in the morning it was done. So
Could we blot the excess water or just leave?
you could if you want. Just be careful because I tried doing that too, but I noticed it picked up a lot of like more water
the
than I
color,
wanted it
right?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I went back and kind of basically redid. So I personally would keep the water on there, but it's up to you. If you really don't like the color, like I have a little bit of a gross gray, but it's kind of dried out a little bit already. So
And hopefully it went on the tree because you
yes.
can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm excited. I hope it all works out for everybody. You guys all have my email. Feel free to send me photos of it this weekend once it's dry. And yeah,
This is fun. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you.